act or civilized, you know. Yeah, no, fine. Testing, 1, 2, and here we go.
Munda uyo, munda uyo, dime mwami, nitume mulimana mushoni. Munda uyo, dime mwami, nitume mulimana.
This is the second part of our video. We are continuing with the questions to the ladies. We want to have answers, as guys. We have these questions we always ask ourselves. We have even reached the conclusion that girls are so complicated, we can never figure them out. Now we are hearing from the ladies themselves. What do they want? What do they want from Adventist guys? What can make Adventist relationships successful? What can help us as Adventist guys and Adventist ladies in the church? What can encourage us to start dating each other? Because we're having a problem whereby Adventist ladies are dating outside the church, Adventist gents are dating outside the church, and we have guys who are claiming that there are no ladies in the church, and ladies who are claiming that there are no guys in the church, of which the equation is not balancing. So we're hearing from the ladies what they really want in Adventist guys, what they want Adventist guys to do better. And we are attacking questions from Adventist guys which are aimed at ladies. Now, with that said, I am your host, Prince Praise Dutuma, and I'm here with 5 beautiful ladies who are going to attempt to answer the questions. Let them introduce themselves once more, although they have already done that in part 1, but just let them introduce themselves. They can add 4 numbers also if they want. But yeah, anyways, we'll start with Tari, the same order we did in the first part.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Tari Lorraine Chakokwama, and I'm engaged. Oh, I'm joking, alone.
Yeah, she's the lonely one. Yeah, going to the next in the same order.
Hi, my name is Keltabashi Mtetwa, and I am single.
Another lonely one. Yeah, there are many at UJ. You guys can just come.
I am not
Give a fist.
Okay, I am Nyasha Chideo, and I am in a relationship.
Next, we can go.
Libitso laka ke Ratilwe Mutseki, and I am in a relationship as well.
The last but not least.
My name is Chigo Chashe Melissa Chideu, and I am in a relationship.
So we are picking up from where we left last time. The ladies have told me that they did not really feel like they've expanded enough on the first question we asked last time, which was, what do ladies want in a man? So I'm just going to hand them over to further expand to their answers from last time. And let's hear if anything has changed from there. Yeah, I'm handing it over to Kira.
I just wanted to add 2 things. That's it. If the other ladies have something else, to say, just so we expand. I just want to say, like, a man should be transparent. The man that I'm looking for should be transparent. Okay, wow. Yeah, and also I'm looking for a leader, someone who can lead me, and spiritually, that is especially spiritually. Yeah, that's all I think I wanted to add to the list.
Are there any other additions?
Yes, I just thought of one now. Is a guy with balance. There's time for everything. There's time for studying Ellen White. There's time for going hiking. There's time, because sometimes, there can be too much of one thing. And I think that's where the girls will be like, they're boring, because all they want to do is just study. You can't build a relationship based on that. Let me know you outside of study. Yes, it doesn't mean like if you're not talking about God, it doesn't mean if you're not studying, there isn't a chance to talk about God. You can talk about God while at the beach, while hiking. You know what I mean? It's not just balance. Balance is important. Yeah.
Are there any other additions? Okay, so basically, to summarize it for you guys, the ladies are saying they are looking for the first criteria is that you have to be God-fearing. So yeah, as guys, we have to up our game when it comes to our spirituality. Apart from that, then they will just have a few additions to the physical attributes. You have to be, tall like me, dark, a bit dark, like how I am, and then the last parts are that you have to be a leader. You should show your leadership skills now. Before we enter the relationship, before we even enter into marriage, should be, apart from the household leader, also be their spiritual leader. And they're saying also the guy has to have a balance. You have to be balanced, know what to do at certain points. You do not live a one-sided life, but live a full life, right? If that makes sense. Yeah, but continuing with the questions, this is a question that all the guys want to know. Honestly, this question has bothered me for years, and even up to today, I'm still bothered. Maybe the ladies will help me out with this one. So the question at hand is, why do girls expect us to be prophets? To guess, to see these signs that you guys clearly know that we can't see. Why don't you just pitch up at us and say, Fetu, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we start this thing. Why is it so difficult? Why do you expect us guys to see all these signs that we clearly can't see? Why do you expect us to be prophets? I'm handing it over. Let's start with Chipo.
Well, I said it before that you need to know your person, and what we have already discussed in the first one is that you need to know each other outside the dating zone. You need to get to know each other as friends also. So with that said, you need to know your person. Other people like it easy, other people like it hard. You just need to know your person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all.
Nyasha, from your side.
Yeah, with that, I think sometimes, speaking for myself, it's more like you compare the guy you're with now with your old guy, and because guys are different as well. There are other guys who just know these things. They just know they just know you. They know what you want when you act a certain way. So when you're in a new relationship, you can't expect this new guy you have to just know, and it's a bad thing. And yeah, I don't know. You're just supposed to know, like.
Any other points from the other ladies?
Hold up, I think I'm getting confused with the question here. Are you asking?
Yeah, I think I also am.
You also
what are you asking? Are you saying that ladies give signals when they're in the relationship, or like why don't we give signals so that we can actually initiate the relationship itself? What are we saying?
I think Keta can expand on the question while she answers it, because I think she got the question.
I think Prince is asking, Uguti, why do we expect guys to just understand and not explain? Like, we give signals. Like, for example, you're angry. Instead of just saying, I don't like this, you're like giving signals, writing statuses, whatever girls do.
Take off your profile picture. Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of just saying that you're angry. So for me, I personally, am going to answer that question in the sense that I am someone who's kuluma. People that know me that I talk a lot. So there's never a point where you won't know what I'm feeling. If I'm angry, if I'm happy, you come. So for me, I don't do that. Like I tell you, like we are trigger and you will know it. And so with that said, guys are confused as why we give signals name. Why are guys intimidated? I'm going to pose a question to you. Why are guys intimidated by girls who actually can say when you're doing something wrong? You guys want something you can't handle. Like, I know me now that I'll tell you, but guys, it's like, yo, okay, it's intense. What's intense about me sharing my feelings? If you did something, whether the intent was good or bad, if it made me feel bad, don't disregard my feelings. I will tell you how I feel. But you guys can't handle this. Stop asking for things you guys can't handle, because guys cannot handle the truth like that.
Okay, guys, you've heard the questions. I'll expect the questions to be in the chat. I will not answer this question, but I'll refer it to the guys. Please text your answers in the chat, and maybe the ladies will receive answers from y'all guys. But just to expand on this question, I was asking even in terms of before you're in the relationship, you like a guy, but girls do not just pitch up to the guy and say, hey, my guy, 1, 2, 3, I like you, this. you give signals that, you know, you go, you sit in front of the guy, you do whatever. Why do we give signals that your guys know? Guys do not even see these signals. We don't see any of these things. Why do you guys bother? And then when we don't see them, okay, we are deemed as blind. That was where the question is. Tari?
Okay. Just to attempt that question, honestly, I feel like you guys should hold, like, you know, a men's conference and stuff like that. Really, let the men's conference come to life now. You guys should decide what you want. Do you want us to actually, like, you know, approach you or not? Because now this thing of, okay, there are some people who actually, like, you know, will go getters and all that, and women will actually know what they want, and then they will go for the guys, and then guys will feel intimidated. They'll feel like, okay, now we're getting emasculated. So what do you guys want? Do you want for us to actually approach you or not? And if we do approach you, why do you then tremble in your shoes? Which, okay, no, like, you're being aggressive, I don't know, like, you're taking my role as a man and stuff like that. I don't know, guys, decide.
So guys should decide. Kira, is there anything from your side?
I think Tati has said it, bro. Like, yeah, y'all should have men conferences and stuff and just, you know, discuss. Cause some guys just, I don't know, they can't come to respect a woman that approaches them and tells them how she feels about them.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you see, that's the problem. But I personally, Sham, would never shoot my shot. I just feel like it's kind of making men complacent with not fulfilling their duties as men, you know. I don't know how to put it, but I just never shoot my shot, honestly. I prefer a man come to me and tell me, you know, this is how I feel about you. Let's, you know, yeah.
So yeah, the type we're talking about, the one who gives signs that I like, but you will never really tell. Okay, so guys, you've heard it here. The ladies are saying the problem is with the guys. Guys should be decided on what you want. Okay, I'm seeing two hands. We'll go to Tariro first, then Chipo.
Okay, and also I don't know, I think gentlemen need to actually help us and stuff like that, because according to some research in terms of psychology and all that, a man who wants a woman will actually pursue the woman. So for me personally, I would never really shoot my shot like Ukira. Honestly, I would never, because like according to my psychology and my thinking rationally, if you want a woman, you will pursue her. If you don't want me, you're not gonna pursue me. If you're not pursuing me, you don't like me like that. Or maybe you like me, but then you don't like me enough to actually like want to date. You know what I mean? So like I just no. I need help on that one. Yeah.
Chipo?
Well, Tara said what I was gonna say, but I would just say that I feel like you guys, especially this generation of men, let me just highlight it. Back in our days, back in our parents' days, the men used to chase, and then you guys are so lazy. Y'all don't want to chase. What's with that? Like, it's more fun when you're the girl and you're being pursued. Not the other way around. Why is it all of a sudden now it must be the other way around? It's because you guys are lazy. You don't have guts. You have a lot of kwabab. You must deal with your issues. It's not us giving mixed signals. It's really not us. It's you guys. You should be able to approach. It's more like you're hunting. You don't know that. Let's say you're hunting a lion. That's not logic, but yes, you're hunting a lion. Either they're gonna catch it or you don't catch it. You don't know, but you only know when you've done it. So whether the lion is sitting there waiting for you to catch it, or it's running away, running around, Oksala, you're supposed to catch it or not catch it. At the end of the day, it's up to the guys. So you guys, like what Kira and Tara say, men conference must start becoming a real thing now, because you guys are forever going to think a lot of things about us, and especially your generation, please. Let me just emphasize that your generation don't like chasing. I don't know what you guys are scared of. Are you guys scared of being rejected? And if it's being rejected, then it's about right. You're a man. Like, you're supposed to chase us. You're not going to get every girl. You're not going to get every girl. There's going to be one that's going to say no. And you must be fine with that and move on and ask someone else. Man up.
Man up. Thank you. I just want to say to the men, like, man up. If you can't gain the courage to go to a chick and tell her how you feel about her? What more other things in life? How will we know that you will be able to like take, you know, risks that you're supposed to take just to reach the heights that you're supposed to reach, you know?
Exactly.
It goes a long way, bro. Like come on. Come on.
That's leadership. That's the leadership you're talking about. You need to be able to lead.
You see.
I feel you.
Keta?
And with that said, Mina, the one thing that scares me about guys, I feel like I'm very confident. So it's very rare for me to maybe try and shoot my shot. I'm not saying I would, but if I were to shoot my shot at someone that doesn't like me, there's probably something there. But my chat is with guys. I've spoken to guys, and guys have said that Bona, they would never turn away a free meal. These are Adventist guys. So if you shoot your shot when at a guy, you don't know if he's saying yes because he really likes you, or he's just like, yeah, barely, she wants me.
Exactly.
So there ain't no way that I'm shooting my shots. If you want me, you work for it. Because, like, I'm sorry to say this, but Abafana are lacking standards. You guys are going to take whatever's there because I want to say that I was with her or I was with this one. So I'm not shooting my shot because I'm an intention then I work.
Yeah, no, you've heard it here. The ladies are saying should have a men's conference, talk about it, discuss it as men. Then, go for it, guys. The ladies will never approach. Said you wait till the flood comes, but they will not approach. Okay, just now. Let me take from Kira's comment, and let that lead us to the next question. The next question becomes is Kira has spoken about with guys' roles. Guys are supposed to have roles, but now our challenges, guys. The challenge that we're having as guys is the fact that we're dealing with ladies who deem themselves their own men. So we're dealing with ladies in a society where 50-50 is what is being encouraged. We're dealing in a society where very gender roles are being sort of like executed, where everything is supposed to be at par, right? So how do we then expect, if a lady is a 50-50 type of a lady, how do you expect then the guy to execute his roles? Where do I stand as the guy? How do I act? What then separates me from the girl when we are preaching the whole idea of 50-50 of an equal society? I don't know if you get my question.
We do.
You do. Okay, Tari, let me hand it to you.
Okay, I think really let's start there. I don't know, like guys, like there are a lot of things that actually you can do for a lady, not just in terms of provision, in terms of okay, like the financial muscle and stuff like that. You can provide like emotional support, guys. Like you can provide like your shoulders to lean on when you wanna cry. Like your shoulders are the best, actually. Like okay, I'm speaking for myself. Let me not, Also, like there is a lot of things to just provide in terms of instead of just looking at it, with the lens of okay, the financial perspective and all that.
Yeah.
And can I just ask Uti, what is it that actually emasculates you guys when you see an independent woman? Why do you think that okay, you are less part of a man just because she's not dependent on you guys? Which is a cause of worry. It speaks to your self-worth. You guys need to do like a self-introspection and really reflect. Okay, what is going on? So you feel like you're not a man if you cannot provide for me, if I already have money of my own. And as a matter of fact, Belinda, just because I have my own, I'm not being selfish, I'm not being ungodly right now, but just because I actually can open the door for myself doesn't stop you from being chivalrous, and opening the door for me. Just because I can doesn't absolve you of what you want to do for me. If you want to provide financial muscle for me, you will still provide, and you can still provide regardless of the fact that I can actually make money on my own.
Okay. Vinyasha?
That's such a big topic. But obviously with the whole masculinity thing and providing, it just comes with insecurities. If a guy has insecurities with obviously his manliness, he's obviously gonna feel like less superior if the girl can provide, because then he feels like the girl can leave anytime. The girl is not dependent on him. So it's all about, if the guy just shouldn't have that insecurity that she's only with me because of what I can provide. He should, be confident enough to say that she can be with me with or without whatever I am providing physically or, yeah. I'm not very experienced with this topic, but it's just guys need to work on their insecurity. Your bank account or whatever manly aspects you have, those shouldn't be the only thing you hold on for that girl to keep on loving you. Yeah.
Okay, I think let's go a bit into depth with the same question. The challenge that we are having is, remember, as Africans, we are moving, we're from a cultural society, right? The cultural society, from our cultural ethics, we knew that the man of the house would go hunt, bring back what he has hunted, and the family eats from there, right? Now we have moved into a phase where really there's no hunting, but as a lady can as equally go out and hunt and bring back the same. I think the confusion that we're having as guys, where we really want to understand is, if the lady can now perform the same duties the men could, the men back in the days where the men back in the days was the only one who could do that, then what becomes our role in your life? What are we doing in your life if you can do things for yourself? Keta?
Okay, can I ask? Okay, sorry. So I think the first thing is you guys have to stop defining manly roles. A lot of things have changed since then. And Dala men weren't allowed to be vulnerable, men weren't allowed to talk about the emotions. Oh, Gokbet couldn't talk to Abomkulu Bethu about the emotions because Omkulu would be like, do you understand what I'm saying? You could be there for a person emotionally in and the second point I wanted to make, which is a very unpopular opinion, but this is how I feel. A guy should not get into a situation with someone thinking, the only person I can live without is God. I can live without a guy. So if you're gonna approach and make it seem like you are in need, that's why you have insecurity. I want to have you in my life. I'd appreciate having you in my life, but I need doing me. I can't live without God, but I can live without you. Things can happen without you. You as a man have to go the extra mile and say, okay, Yazini, like Usari said, go the extra mile. Yazini, let me open the door for my lady. She knows when we go together in the car, I'm the one who opens. Like, be creative. But if you're going to have that mindset, I'm going to define what makes me as a man. Yes, in 1920, then 1920 uzojola nobangu 2020.
So basically, our duty these days as guys in a relationship is to open doors.
Not necessarily open doors, but thinking you guys want ibhuku elibhaliwe ukuthi okay, njengendoda wena wenza lokho, okay, I can cook, bro. So now we must have a page ebhaliwe ukuthi wena njengendoda hamba uye engadini. What if I also like going to the garden? Wena njengendoda hamba yenza ukuthi, like, stop doing that to yourself. It doesn't make sense. Why can't you think? Like, why do you need someone to write down things that you can do like a 5-year-old? You are a man. It isn't and you feel like you can make things better or you can go the extra mile, do it. Like, stop expecting someone to tell you what your role is. That's why God gave us brains. We are born and now okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can add to the situation. There is no set list. Like, guys, we need to move away from that. It's not progressive.
Okay, Chipo, anything from your side?
I was gonna say that I think the problem is that men were taught to be providers only. They were not taught other things that should be involved in relationships. Like men were just taught that as a man you should provide, in order, you must do the things, and then the current situation now in this 21st century is that women can now provide for themselves. They don't necessarily need a man anymore to just provide. And I feel like right now, what we should be discussing actually is something that is relevant in this day and age. on what should a man do now currently, because this kind of a question would relate more to a previous century, because that century was more of the woman would stay home and just wait for the husband, and then she does the cooking, of which now we are both going to work, and now we don't know our roles. We haven't defined our new roles that suit this century.
Okay. So who is then supposed to define the roles? Let's go there. I'm seeing a hand, Keta.
My perspective is we need to move away from assigning men certain roles, because when they move into the next century umuntu akasazi ukuthi enzeni, because they are told ukuthi wena wenza nje bese umuntu ayahluleka ukuyicabangela. Let's be progressive thinkers, guys. Akekho umuntu ozo-assignwa kuthiwa wena uzoyenza ukuthi wena wenza ukuthi. It's the 21st century. Khona abantu who are single mothers who can do what men do and do what women do. I personally am being raised in a single parent home where my mom has to be the mom who goes and works and brings food on the table and cook that food as well. So I'm saying lento yokubhalela abantu ama-roles ukuthi wena uzoyenza ukuthi wenzenza ukuthi angeke ukwenza ukuthi is limiting. There are men who now stay at home and watch kids, who don't work, stay at home dads, who stay at home, watch kids cook. Lendo yama roles confuses men, because we're going to be in the 22nd century. Women are now like frustrated because a man has been told to you just maybe go to work and you do the garden. The rest of the work is for the woman. That's not a sign rules at all. People, we must move away from that. That's my point.
Kira, anything from your side?
I also just think it goes with a relationship. Like I think it'll differ. Roles will differ. You will sit down as a couple and discuss what works for you. If you maybe have dreams of being a housewife, then obviously you'll expect that your boyfriend, who'll be your husband at that time, to be the provider financially. So it just goes with relationship, like a relationship, what you guys discuss, as a couple and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, so I have heard it here. The only challenge is I'm still stuck on the question on who is then supposed to initiate this discussion. So are you saying before we enter the relationship, then the guy and the girl sit down and be like, Fetu, I need you to do 1, 2, 3 for me. I need you to do 1, 2, 4 for me. Is that what's supposed to happen before the relationship starts?
I have an addition with what my sister was saying about you need to know your partner way beforehand, as Kate Bele was saying. Sorry, I can't say it. I'm sorry. That you guys need to know each other, because they're obviously, as much as we are Christians, we live in different households of where, for example, if a guy is from a Zulu family, they're very traditional. Therefore, they're going to bring in their traditional ways into that relationship. And you won't see it when you guys are dating. You only see it when you guys are actually married. Of where you see, this guy really wants this and that. I must cook, I must do that. So as she was saying that, you need to sit down and discuss it, because I feel like dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, is very different from marriage. And also the way we're raised, all those years we're living with our parents, we see how they function. So you both bring in what you have seen, what you have, grown with into this thing. So that's why that discussion is really important of what you expect from each other. Because as much as we're like, 21st century, at the same time, our parents, they teaching us how we should be. Like right now, my mom will still teach me, as a woman, you must wake up at this time, you must wake up at that time, and you must cook for your man, that's what she's teaching me. And the husband that I might marry might also have this thing of where his dad is telling her that your woman must do this, otherwise she's not a good woman. As much as we are in the 21st century, we are being taught by people that were raised in the 90s, if you understand what I mean. So it's more like, are you guys going to stick to that, or are you guys going to make your own rules or whatever? But all I know is that most of the time, as I see as in Adventist churches and Adventist couples, is that what we love to discuss afternoon at church is not really the reality, and that there should just be a lot of reality talk between two people. And also, like, I agree with what you guys are saying, that there shouldn't be any gender roles or whatever that are specific for everyone to follow in our church, because at the end of the day, every couple is different. What I've been taught and what you've been raised with is different. Make something up, make it work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other hands? Okay, so I'm gonna go to Chipo, then Tariro.
I'm just gonna add on for my sister. So I just personally feel that since Kate has said that gender roles should just be eliminated because it just confuses the whole situation. So with that eliminated, I think it's best that you find someone that complements you. And if you guys complement each other, there should be communication, obviously, before this complementing thing. Because let's look at a situation, let's say I'm in a relationship with someone and then I'm financially stable and he's financially stable, and this whole male masculinity nonsense of you guys, and then he can see that I'm there, I'm fine financially. Complements the other things that I don't have. Like, do you get me? Isn't a whole point of relationship to build each other? Like, don't build what I already have. Like, look for things that you can add on in my life. Like, compliment me.
Okay.
Something like that.
Tari?
Yeah, no, I quite agree with what everyone basically is saying, honestly. And might I also just add, Uguti, you know what, like, I quite agree. I quite like the idea of, okay, you know, couples are different, you know, things differ from couple to couple. So, Valencia, find what works for you, like what Uketa was saying, Abu Chipo was saying, and stuff like that. And also, you find, Uguti, okay, like what Unyasha was alluding to, people are actually, like, I don't know, wives of culture. They're married to culture. They're not married to me. You find a person who's married to his culture and who's not actually married to me, but then we are in a marriage type thing. Guys, please, you know, I just feel like, okay, we need to talk about this. It helps. In as much as, okay, sure, like what we do say and what we do talk about, sometimes it doesn't necessarily reflect reality, but then that shouldn't stop us from actually having such conversations. Because Minabelle, I feel like, okay, if we are all at par and if we're all aware of, okay, what do you expect from me and what do I expect from you, then we can all avoid this whole thing of, okay, now I'm married to your culture and I'm not married to you. Now I'm doing what your culture dictates and what your culture expects of me as a woman and stuff like that. Nah, that's just a no for me. So let's just talk it out, you know, and yeah, hopefully reach consensus on this, man.
Okay, as we are almost out of time, now I'm just going to ask the ladies individually to just give us, give the guys who will be watching a piece of pie to live with. Yeah, just a piece of advice to guys. Let's start with Nyasha.
Oh gosh, it's just starting to think. Okay, be yourself from the beginning. Don't change later on. That's what I can say.
That's a Kira.
Yeah.
Stop being cowards, Buffett. You take the risk. That's all I can say. That's all I'm choosing to say.
Keta.
Be authentic, guys. Be yourselves, and don't try to be like the rest of the world. We like guys that we share faith with. We like you guys, but if you guys are not going to be yourselves, so jola ngaphandle.
Chipo.
Communication is the key. None of this will work. All of this, if people don't communicate.
Tariro.
I just have two pieces of advice, honestly. First of all, guys, like, man, like it's not working out, bruh. You're afraid that I'm gonna reject you. when you come to me, bruh. Like, you applied to 1,000 universities. I applied to Wits, bruh, and I applied to Tonton, like Stellenbosch, and then they rejected me. But I'm here at UJ, right? Like, okay, this thing of rejection, bruh, like, you're always gonna be rejected at some point or another. Learn to let go of it, Kwababa. Learn to take risks, like what Ukira has said, honestly. And like, some rejections are actually a blessing, bruh. Like, move on, And then the second thing is, there is more to you, and there is more to what you can say to a girl than just, okay, you're beautiful, you have a nice body, blah blah blah. What else? Be broad, man. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. You have heard it here. This was UJAPK's Dozen ladies who have spoken. So what the purpose of this program is to encourage not only UJAPK's Dozen, but all the others dozens together with all the other Adventist churches to start engaging into this in these programs, to start talking about these things at church. Let them not just remain myth, but let's start talking about this, and let's engage with our youth, with young people into these things, and hence we can all avoid this whole commotion that is happening in the church, whereby guys are dating outside the church and the ladies are dating outside the church. So when all is said and done, the ladies have spoken. We have so any guys who have further comments, we want to see your comments on the chat box. Let's see your comments, and if there is anything else that you guys want us to present on, want to hear from the ladies, we will see with the questions in the comments, and we can bring back the ladies again. They are willing to answer all of your other questions. So with that said, let us just end it in an Adventist way. As John the Revelator ends his book, he says, "May the grace of our Lord be with you all." Amen. And that brings the end of our program. And we're done.
Oh,